You are listening to an original message from the reader currently known as Jason Ashanti McDaniel of Madam Jason's Tarot. Dear spirit guides of the highest benevolence, only those that are able to help out with the message, please help out. And then when you are done, you are not earthbound. You could go back to doing whatever source appoints you to do. Please deliver the most clear, concise, synchronistic, and accurate messages for the Aquarius Collective concerning whatever they need to know for August 2026 or whenever they come across this reading. Please bless those that bless me, curse those that curse me. To anyone sending me or the collective negative energy, may that energy be returned to sender 3 times fold immediately. Amen, Ashe, and thank you very much. Honestly, I kind of wanted to go back inside because it's really hot, but I've been taking a while to do Aquarius and Pisces readings, so I just decided to try my best to get it out of the way because my grandma is on her side right now, so that's going to give me a little bit more time. And for those of you who don't know, I am kind of caregiving for my grandmother. It's like a 24/7 thing. But yeah, that takes up most of my day, and my family is religious and I'm spiritual, so I like to go outside and do my readings because a lot of my family members don't know that I'm spiritual anyway. I mean, the people that I live with do, but that's just kind of why I like to go outside. So why not ground for a little bit longer? But we have meditate here at the bottom of the deck. So I can't guarantee anything right now because I just started the reading, but I'm already seeing similarities between the 30-minute money reading and the reading that I'm doing right now. In the 30-minute, I was getting the energy like you could be a person that's very opinionated, and sometimes you have opinions that are either unpopular or not politically correct, but you're learning to tolerate other people. It says ethical debates. So some of you might possibly be getting into a debate with someone. Temperance did come out reversed in the 30-minute money reading, so some of you do need to work on your temper and also being more patient. We have growth here, so it's not about perfectionism, but some of you are good at being receptive and are open to taking advice, because at the end of the day, I don't do tarot for entertainment. I do tarot to help people grow spiritually because it helps me to grow spiritually. We have gratitude here, so I was channeling the word gratitude with the Page of Cups upright, and then we had an astral alignment card that said gratitude in the 30-minute money reading. So there's like an energy of you being thankful for everything that has happened to you so far, even if you're not where you want to be. So this might also resonate with people who are middle-aged or older. Okay, some of you have inner child healing to do. That's something constantly that you need to work on, even if you do work on it already, because there's something that I'm picking up for this particular group of Aquarius today where they're getting older, and though they may have done things like traveled, had a really nice marriage, have grandchildren, had good memories, there's still something about you being disappointed or despondent with some aspects of your life. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with childhood wounding, but also everything always goes back to how you feel about yourself. Because when you don't love yourself properly, it'll come out in ruining your relationships romantically. It'll come out in getting shitty jobs, just everything around you, the neighborhoods that you move in, like people's energy when you do something as mundane as go to the grocery store or the mall. The people who you're around are always going to reflect things about yourself. For example, like any day when I go out of the house and I don't like the way how my hair looks, I always overhear other people talking about my hair. It's because how you feel about yourself is going to come out. And the universe, I think my friend Vanessa always says this. She's also a tarot reader online, but Vanessa says the universe, you can't trick it. It will always reflect to you the things that you're trying to hide or something like that. I just saw 444 on the timer. But then there will be days where I'm like, okay, so my hair is not societally what other people think of when they think of beautiful, but I like my hair. And then on those days, all of a sudden everybody's complimenting me on my hair, or how beautiful my eyes are, or how feminine I am, or my outfit, or whatever. It always starts with how you feel about yourself, because your chakras being aligned or not aligned is like the vibration that you're having, and it's literally like a signal that you are sending out to the universe around you. I know I just got preachy in between showing you the cards, but I just felt I was channeling that message. But we also have safe travel here, and we also have home. So I was feeling like someone who's a bus driver could be significant in the 30-minute reading, but also now with safe travel and home, that to me gives me truck driver energy. So yeah, air signs are known for communication, and they often rule houses in astrology that talk about transportation. So a lot of you probably have transportation jobs that are going to watch this. Growth, gratitude, safe travel home. There's also something about possibly like some sort of family reunion, or there's something that involves you traveling back home, safe travel and home to your hometown, and people that know you are realizing how much growth you've had. It could be that you're originally from like a small town, or a town that's kind of like a flyover state or a flyover town, and there's people who have been stuck in that same area, and you sometimes you feel like you haven't accomplished that much, but there are some people who see you as someone to look up to, whether believe it or not, because I believe some of you watching this, you don't really think that way about yourself. So it's kind of like the energy of always wanting more, more, more. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a town type thing. It could be, you know, you used to go to a church, and then people who haven't seen you in a while, they're actually seeing you thrive more. Like, let's say you stop going to church because you're atheist or agnostic, or even because you were queer or something like that. Sometimes it's because you're outed, Five of Pentacles energy, or ostracized in some way, shape, or form. And sometimes it's because you decide to leave, which is more so Eight of Cups energy. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw either one of those, since I'm talking about it. But, or even Six of Swords. But it's, there's something about Aquarius being authentically themselves, and it could be that, for example, when you grow up religious, not saying religion is bad in general, sometimes when you grow up religious, or you grow up in any sort of setting that's kind of cultish, they put the fear of being ridiculed into people, like, oh, let's make fun of the people who no longer go here. And I think everybody was kind of wishing for you to not be successful with deciding to step away from the crowd. But I actually feel like you're thriving, you're happier, your life is more blessed, because it's not about a set of rules or traditions or pleasing other people. Your life ultimately, regardless of any labels, for everyone is about getting, connecting back to their true highest self and their own soul's journey. So if you resonate with the whole thing about you used to go to church, and then people, they used to wag their fingers at you, low key, even if those people are still wagging their fingers at you right now, they desperately wish that they were as free as you were. And sometimes, I'm speaking about this from experience, sometimes, like when you leave a church, or when you get ostracized out of a church, some people will stay in contact with you. It's because they have this self-righteousness thing where they want to compare like their cookie cutter life to you wilding out. And they're not brave enough to be free like you, but they watch your life, and they, what they do is they go back to their religious friends, and they talk about you like, they want to make it seem like they're not in favor of what you're doing, but low-key, those could be the main people who wish that they were like you. Like, for example, I know for a fact I have people that I used to go to church with, people in my family who are religious who talk about me so much doing tarot, but those are the main people who are intrigued by the things that I have to say. So it could be something like that. For physical features, we have multicolored hair. This is also Barbara Cosmo energy to me, just because like her hair being colored, and there's a duck clip here. This is also a stand-in for LGBT plus energy, even though we do have a card that says that. We have Afro, which was in the 30-minute. We have blonde and curly hair. Both of these were in the 30-minute. And I shuffle pretty well on camera. We have feminine, so, oh God, it's so hot outside. Sorry, you guys, I keep sweating. We have feminine here. This card means a lot to me. It means more than just the obvious. She's crossing her legs very hard in this picture. So to me, it's a little bit of gender dysphoria. So I actually pick up a lot on intersex, trans-masculine, non-binary, demi-woman, stuff like that. And first of all, having the courage to be queer and to be out is a lot. So I'm not trying to put negative emphasis on other queer people. It's not to make anybody feel bad. But this card really does make me feel like it's gender dysphoria, because this person is obviously assigned female at birth, but they're crossing their legs like they don't like their sacral chakra, or like they're trying to hide something. Or it could even resonate with people who were taught like to uphold patriarchal things, like a woman should always wear long dresses and cover up as much as possible and shit like that. So some of you have trauma with things like that. We have gray hair, which came out in the 30-minute. We have Latine, not surprised because that actually comes out in almost all of the readings that I do. I do live in California, so I have a lot of Latine acquaintances and friends, and even in my family. Age range 18 to 26. This is also my sunny weather card, so you could be from somewhere like California, Arizona, Florida. So I wouldn't be surprised if the abbreviations for those states came out as well too with the tiles. This could show first names, last names, nicknames, the field that you work in, sometimes the exact company that you work for, what you plan on eating today, what you recently ate, or little quirks, clues, hints, inside jokes that you have with the universe that'll let you know that this is your reading. Okay, I'm gonna grab Eli, because I was channeling the name Elijah, but we have Eli here. I also feel like I should grab a J. Yeah, we pretty much have all the letters that spell Elijah. I just don't have an A yet, but I'm just now flipping the tiles over. I see box in here. Someone could have box braids, but also in the 30-minute, I was picking up on someone who could work at Amazon or some sort of warehouse. So some of you have a job that involves boxes. So it could be warehouse. You could literally work anywhere. Like even at the dollar store, they have people that load the shipment. So you could work in retail, the UPS store, or anywhere like that. A mail delivery service, whether it's the post office, Amazon Flex. Some of you can even do something like Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash or something like that. Some of you might use your car for work. Someone's name could be Mason or Jason. Wax. There might also be some cosmetologist, Barbara Cosmo energy in this one. Or someone's name can be Lexi or Alexis. I'm also feeling like someone could be from Wisconsin or Missouri, if you're from the States. Okay, someone has box braids probably, and someone else could be bald. I see the name Jeff here. Also, there's no T yet, but I feel like someone can be a writer because the word write is almost in here. Abstractly, I'm seeing Roxanne, but there's different ways that you can spell that name. Madison Fox. Someone could watch the news a lot. But I also see Foxy in fashion. So yeah, someone does work in retail. But I feel like someone works at like a pretty popular clothing store for women, like Fashion Nova or Forever 21 or something like that. Someone's name could be Delilah. I'm abstractly seeing Elias. And I think Delilah's is also like a niche clothing store online that I actually haven't heard of in a while. So there's something about someone being into modeling, fashion, retail, something like that. Someone's name could be Chadwick. I'm seeing all kinds of things abstractly that we don't have enough letters for, but that's what I'm channeling. Janet, Janice, Janice. Someone likes baseball too. Someone could be from New York, New Jersey. Okay, waxed and nails. Either someone works in the cosmetology or industry, or I'm not sure why this is coming out, but I'm actually kind of getting the energy, like, like when you're a woman and you're about to go on a date with someone and you have already talked about intending to have sex. I feel like someone's been getting dolled up. They've been getting waxed, getting their hair and their nails done because they're going out on a date with someone who they really want to impress. Let's see how much that comes out in the reading. And I also don't know how to feel about that yet because I'm not sure if that's a healthy relationship or not. There might be some lessons that need to be learned. I'm not saying that you're catfishing someone if that's your story, but there's something about like, yeah, of course, like if some of you are dating online, if you're meeting someone in person for the first time, or this is your first time going on a date, I feel like, yeah, you do want to pamper yourself, but there's something about trying to meet someone's favor or aesthetics, and you have to be careful with that because you don't want to lose yourself in trying to impress this person. And I'm not saying that you're fake or anything with catfishing, but some of you usually don't put this much care into yourself unless it's with trying to impress a man or someone. So you really got to be careful with that. And if you're on the self-love thing, make sure you're consistent with it because you actually feel that way about yourself from within. And again, I know I'm preaching to someone, but I just feel the need to say that because if I didn't care, I wouldn't say that. But what does Aquarius need to know for August 2026 or whenever they come across this reading? This is directly related to the 30-minute because I'm seeing stuff that came out in the 30-minute. Okay, I was wondering if the Empress or the Queen of Wands was going to come out or show. So with the Empress and the Queen of Wands, it's that energy of like, I feel like you're really trying to look sexy for someone if you're feminine. So we have the Page of Cups upright. This actually was the first card that came out in the 30-minute too. So this person really wants their energy to be well known. So I feel like some of you watching, you're in the Queen of Wands energy, but being that we have this Page of Cups come out twice today in 2 different readings, I feel like it's safe to trust their intentions. Maybe this person wants to impress you just as much as you want to impress them. We have the Hangman, which could represent something being stalled or delayed, needing to change your mindset and sacrifice in order to gain some sort of wisdom. We have the Devil upright, the Four of Swords reverse, and the Three of Swords reverse. So someone could be healing from a sickness. I actually feel like with this combination, maybe romance is going to be the main theme in this reading. I need to make sure my iPad's not directly in the sun because it could get heated up. So some of you are trying to heal, I feel like, from not putting yourself out there. Some of you have been single and celibate for a long time, which is why like this horny energy is coming out, or really trying to like obsess over something. But I also feel like you have a history of being limerent too, so you got to be careful. This is why some of you have taken so long to put yourself back out there. Like, you were so afraid to get hurt, but at the same time, you don't want to repeat the patterns that hurt you in the past, like sacrificing your everything for this person. Because I have to be real, I feel like some of you, you really don't have the money to be doing all of this stuff that you're doing for your outside appearance to impress someone, but there's something about like an event or this one particular night where you really want to give off like a really luxurious first impression of yourself. Is it because this person could possibly have money? It's not uncommon for people in soul ties to run into people who are famous in some way, shape, or form, or connected to famous people. So I wouldn't even put it past you that that's your thing. But it's like you're really trying to sell this image of yourself to someone. And then we have the Three of Wands reverse, which is, it could represent being feeling like you're being stood up again. There's like an energy of things being delayed. So I never want to wish heartbreak or disappointment onto you, but let's start clarifying, because we really have to be careful how much energy we're putting into things, because I do feel like someone's putting a lot of energy into like a date that they're having with someone. So let's clarify the Page of Cups first. Queen of Cups upright, the Magician upright. Queen of Cups came out upright in your 30-minute too. And I was going to say, when I said the word sacrifice and I was looking at the Hangman upright, what I heard is that someone literally does love spells. Sacrifice. Someone does magic, okay? And with the Queen of Cups and the Magician, I feel like someone, even like trying to make yourself look a certain way, that is glamour magic. There's positive glamour magic and there's negative glamour magic. The positive kind is when you're literally doing something to yourself to come off a certain way. And I feel like some of you are basically giving yourself a makeover. But we got this candle here in the gratitude card too, so there might be something that you're doing to manipulate the energy to make someone drawn to you. Some of you have been lighting like pink candles or red candles for self-love and affection and all that, which I'm not against that, because sometimes spell work does work. That's why it's called spell work. But make sure that you're also balancing the shadow work of actually not just performing that you think that you're beautiful, or you loved yourself, or you've healed your ideas about your own gender and sexuality, but actually do the work until that becomes your reality. So what is somebody trying to manifest here with the Magician? Five of Wands reverse. This could be your ex that you're trying to manifest. Or, okay, maybe it's not so much like an actual like verbal conflict. I do feel like there's something here about someone not showing up for you. Maybe you're attracted to a person that's a workaholic and you're trying to do like come hither spells to get them to prioritize you. With the Five of Wands reverse, there are a lot of things that could be blocking this relationship. For example, like long distance, or I feel like you think that there are a lot of things that are prohibiting you guys from being together, whether it's like queerness or interracial relationship, or like a adult consensual age gap thing that's legal. And then we have Ten of Swords upright, King of Swords in the reverse. So both of these are Gemini cards. King of Swords reverse could be an asshole, but it could also, on the flip side, be a person who doesn't speak that much. So It looks like you are trying to impress someone who's emotionally unavailable. Or at least you don't know where this person stands, so you're doing things to get somebody's attention. I do feel like you do have genuine feelings for this person with the Queen of Cups here, and we do also have the Page of Cups, so I just think that you're trying to manipulate the relationship to do what you want it to do. And because we do have safe travel and home, for some of you, this is like someone from your past. Ooh, is it getting hot out here? Let's clarify the Hangman, because you might need to change your perspective on something. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Like I said, some of you could be falling for a workaholic. You could be falling for a person that makes excuses why they can't see you. Death in the reverse. And you feel like someone is slipping away from you, but you don't want it to end. You fear change, but also a lot of you have feared change before you decide to put yourself back out there. What else about death in the reverse? Someone could also be trying to rekindle a relationship that they're in right now, where they feel like their person doesn't get excited over much that they do. Two of Swords reverse, Four of Cups reverse, the Sun card upright, Six of Swords upright. So this is about someone not knowing what to do, and also kind of feeling bored or despondent, but then they found something that makes them more joyful, so they're moving on towards that. But I feel like you couldn't experience the Sun card energy until you let something go. This is clarifying the Hangman after all, so you had to change your perspective about something. And I do feel like some of you were kind of fixed on one particular person in the past. So maybe you're also learning about law of attraction. With Queen of Swords energy, it's not just about the outward appearance, it's also about the work that you're doing. The Devil upright, Four of Swords reverse, Three of Swords reverse. What is that talking about? Five of Pentacles reverse, wanting someone to come out of the cold, having luckier circumstances with money and life. Temperance in the reverse, which came out in the 30-minute. Being impatient. You really want to control a situation, but I wouldn't even say that it's not meant to be. It's just not meant to be at the time that you want it to happen here. What else about Temperance reverse? The Tower reverse, the Moon reverse, the Four of Pentacles upright. So some of you might have found out a situation in a relationship that you didn't like, or maybe you have a tendency, like after you discover things about people that are kind of red flags, you don't want to let go of them. And with the Tower in the reverse, you want to avoid falling out or conflict. So with the Four of Pentacles, you have a tendency to hold on to people and to cling. I'm a Queen of Cups upright myself. I'm a Cancer, and one shadowy aspect of Cancers, sometimes, not all the time or for every Cancer, is that we do have abandonment issues, and we do tend to want to hang on to things with our crab claws. So for some of you, you are quite literally dealing with a Cancer, or there could be a Cancer watching for an Aquarius. Actually, those two combinations, Cancer and Aquarius, it does come out a lot for my readings. Those two signs, like being attracted to each other, which is actually a very difficult combination, if I must say so, but you could definitely make any attraction to any sign work. Okay, why is Three of Wands in the reverse coming out here? Seven of Swords. There's something about elusiveness here that I'm going to clarify a little bit more. Some of you, I feel like you have been cheated on in the past too, so you're kind of paranoid with that. This is all about the things in your love life that you have to heal, basically. Some of you, you have been watching a lot of tarot because you're fixated on trying to get a specific answer about how someone feels about you. There's no amount of watching tarot or doing readings for yourself is ever going to make anything progress when you're not doing work. So there's something about your nervous system that is just not regulated now. And we do have the star card here, which is an Aquarius card that represents balance and healing, but also wish fulfillment. I think that's really like the bottom line of the story, is just needing to heal more. Let a little bit of time pass, because the star could be seen as like astrological moon phases or astrological phases that help time progress in a story or in a blueprint for something to happen. So I just want to get a little bit more clarity on the Seven of Swords, and then I'm going to move on to the oracles. Okay, the World wanted to come out in the reverse. So again, just like the Death card reverse, not wanting something to end, being so afraid that something is going to end. I do feel like this Seven of Swords is you, and actually now that I remembered, Seven of Swords and Five of Swords are both Aquarius. It's like you determined to get somebody to be your man or to be your boo no matter what. And maybe there's a reason for everything. Maybe you want this so badly because you can feel that it's for you, but it's just like your nervous system is not regulated right now, boo. I'm sorry, I have to be honest with you because I care about you. Your nervous system is not regulated right now. And I just feel like inwardly there's a lot going on that just... Maybe you finally felt like it was time for you to get back out there, and maybe while your body is willing, there's still some things inwardly that you have to heal. So I'm going to go ahead and use Emoji Oracle because it's very clear to me how you feel about this situation. The person that you're dealing with, they might have some feelings for you, but they're a little bit elusive. So I just want to see, like, what are their intentions and how do they feel about you? Because also, one meaning of the King of Swords reverse is someone who doesn't express that much. This could be a person that's almost always in their head all the time. So that's why you feel like you have to pull cards so much, or why you have to watch tarot so much, because they're not really expressing how they feel too much. And also keep in mind that I'm not just saying this just so you can watch more of my content, but sometimes, like, this could be the energy for this reading today. But if you do work on yourself and you check back, like within a few months, the dynamic of this situation might flip completely. A few months from now, you might be mostly healed, because, you know, we never heal overnight or all the way. It's a growing process. We do have growth here as your first Sacred Symbols and Oracles card. But a few months from now, you might be more chill, more grounded, and you'll be able to manifest more because you're doing the work and you're listening to what I'm saying. The Hangman is here, so there's some things about your mindset that you have to change. And I think gray hair came out for this reading too, but this reading feels like this is about someone who's kind of young. This reminds me a lot of my views on love in my earlier 20s, and I'm not that much older because I just turned 30 recently, but it's just something about like being very loving but also very naive and having a lot of lessons to learn about love, and just needing to have higher standards for how people treat you, because you have a lot of passion for someone. It could even be obsession with the Devil card here, feeling bound to them or drawn to them. But, and like I said, this might be your person, but there's just some things that you have to learn. And there was a time in my life as well where I thought, okay, I've been single and celibate for 4 years. That was when my first ex was kind of like a false flame. And then I was single for 4 years after that. And because I'm just different than most people that I know, like, I don't get into relationships just because. I thought I was cool after 4 years. But it wasn't until I met my twin flame where all these things started to be triggered again. And then I realized, okay, okay, I'm good at being by myself, but maybe I need to be by myself some more to reflect. So there might be a point in time where you do come back in contact with this person, but I think both of you guys need to, like, figure things out about yourself for a while. Okay. This is how this person feels about you. Speaking, wants to talk, has something to say. So right now they're in King of Swords reverse mode. They don't really express how they feel too much, and I know that's something that's very frustrating about this person for you. Not showing up, not speaking up. But I think in the future, because what you don't realize is always at the bottom of the deck, in the future they will talk to you. And I don't do time in tarot, so I'm not going to tell you specifically when, because I don't want you to be anxious and hung up on a specific time bracket. I want you to just wait on divine timing, but also situations change too. Some people grow and they heal faster than others. And once you, like, initiate the changes, some of you might actually manifest reunion faster than you think it's going to take. A lot of times people feel like reunion takes forever, but I don't know. Maybe you just need to wait a few more months. Anxious, fear, anxiety. This person has anxiety too. And also something about this might be twin flame for some of you. So whatever you're feeling or whatever you need to work on, don't put this person up on a pedestal because they have those same wounds. And one reason why you're probably attracted to them is because they remind you of yourself. We have lovesick, heartbreak. So this person does have feelings for you, but they need to heal right now. They do want to eventually talk to you again. We have fascinated, impressed, amazed by you. The star could talk about being online, having online recognition. So if you have like a social media platform, this person is watching you too. This could be low contact or no contact. Wants to go on a dating. So it could be that. So there's different timelines that I'm picking up on. And soul ties usually have like long ass sagas of history in the relationship. There was a time when you wanted to date them and you were too eager, and then they didn't show up for you. And then right now they could actually be dating other people and they could be trying to venture out too, but they're realizing that no one's as interesting or as attractive to them as you are. So they could be exploring their options, but they're bored. And in the future, you might manifest actually having a date with them. So things are going to come full circle. We have raised eyebrows, suspicion, skeptical, concern, disbelief, disapproval. Maybe they're seeing stuff that you're posting and they're disapproving. This could be a relationship where you guys kind of like to take jabs at each other with the 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and you mirror each other in that way as well. We have wind, angels, spirit guides, messages from spirit. So this is a soul tie, and they are going to be led back to you. So you don't have to worry about that. And also, this is an air sign reading. So wind, the energy of air and communication, is significant. This is a telepathic relationship where I feel like you're sending them energy. Like if you're angry at them, let's say this person watches tarot too. When they watch tarot, the reader's going to tell them divine feminine is angry at you right now, and they're going to pick up on that and they're going to feel that. We have airplane, travel, vacation, business trip. I was saying for some of you, this person, they prioritize work. That was always their excuse with you. This could be a long distance relationship for some of you. Let's say they have a gig or they have something that they have to do in your town and you guys don't live in the same town. They might try to set it up to where they can see you then. Or they could literally be on an airplane or taking a business trip right now thinking about you. And we have robot, expressing no emotions, autopilot. So just because they're not expressing the emotions doesn't mean that they're not there. This person could also have a lot of triggers from their past and they're afraid of being hurt again, which is why they don't really make themselves that available. I'm at the 40-minute mark and it's really hot outside. So I'm going to try my best to hurry up. I'm not even done shuffling, but 616 just popped out. So I think someone's really mad at their person for always prioritizing money over love. And I feel like this person that you're watching the reading for, they might have like a south node that might be earth sign related. Because if it's like south node in Virgo, north node in Pisces, they need to learn how to lighten up more and not be such a workaholic with Virgo versus Pisces energy. Or if, let's say, they have a Taurus south node and a Scorpio north node, Scorpio is also a very spiritual sign. So maybe they need to learn to stop being so materialistic with the Taurus south node and be more inclined to spiritual connections and spiritual things with the Scorpio energy. If their Sagittarius is also like Pisces, Scorpio, and Sagittarius are the most spiritual signs naturally. So that's why I'm bringing Sagittarius up too. But let's say they have a Sagittarius north node. That means that they have a Gemini south node. So they need to learn to stop being in their head and be more adventurous when it comes to their love life, basically. So if you have done a synastry chart and you know this person's placements, and you know what their south node or their north node is, that might resonate with you. I also have a website in the description that I'm not affiliated with that will help you learn possibly synastry with this person. And I know, like, for example, like, it was kind of hard for me to do the synastry in my particular situation because my twin flame is trans, first of all, and trans people have dead names. So most trans people would never, ever, ever show you pictures of how they look before they transitioned. And most trans people don't want to talk about their birth name. So it makes things like doing synastry charts hard because you don't know what their birth name is, or you can't find it like the exact time that they were born. But you know, you can, if you have like a basic idea of the year that they were born and the name that they go by, you could get a little bit of information, but it works best when you have the full information. But after I did that synastry chart, a lot of things I saw that made sense. We have Virgo moon and Gemini Venus, but I also figured out that we have Neptune and Capricorn, so we have that similarity. And it was also kind of hard for me to put his information into because I know he's originally from the Bronx, but I don't know if he was born in the Bronx. So I just put the Bronx for where he was born. Like me, for example, I was born in Berkeley, but I just say I'm from the Bay Area. But I was raised mostly in Stockton and San Leandro. So there's little things like that that can make it kind of difficult. Okay, I feel the need to use angel numbers for you, and I think everything that came out makes perfect sense with what I'm saying. 272, confidence. Make sure that all that dolling yourself up that you're doing is really mostly for yourself and not just for this person, because some of you are manifesting having a date with them in the future. So you're knowing about this now because you need to prepare for that. Like, you need to practice self-care and hygiene now, not just when this person's going to see you, because they're going to be able to energetically tell the difference of whether or not it's authentic. And I feel like this is a feminine masculine dynamic. So real divine masculines are attracted to real divine feminine energy. So the softness and the taking care of yourself, they recognize it when it's genuine. We have 11. Everybody knows 1111 is the quintessential twin flame angel number, but if you're just being spammed by 11 and you've been seeing 11 a lot, this is talking about your individual awakening. Notice how there's only one person on this card. This is talking about coming into union with yourself before you come into union with another person. And then we have 2713, mindfulness. So you just have to be mindful of things that integrate your shadows and see the things, the places in your life where you have fears around romance, and also where you're prioritizing other people above you. Some of you, you might possibly have a blocked third eye chakra right now. So Reiki, getting a Reiki healing or lighting like an indigo or a periwinkle candle or something like that will help you with it, or any candle that has the intention of unblocking that or doing a work on that. Okay, so let's do Burning Heart Oracle, because I want to see how this person feels about you. I'm thinking about moving into the shade, but there's literally no shade here, so I do have to wrap it up. I'm really afraid that my camera is gonna or my iPad is gonna overheat in the middle of me talking about stuff. What else does this person want to say to you? Because sometimes people, especially masculines, they intend to do better. They intend to reach out. They intend to be more vocal, but they're not doing it. So just because this person isn't expressing anything doesn't mean that they don't feel it. But at the same time, I just saw the Empress at the bottom of the tarot deck. While you're divine feminine, you're understanding of that, and you're telepathically sending your twin love, you also are not going to just settle for that. And you're also, once you do get back out there and you do more shadow work, you're also not just going to wait on them. If you feel like you want to date and you want to explore other options, even if you don't find anything, that's still a healthy thing to do, just so that you can get out of the mindset of putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. So we have, I don't feel like I deserve you. Didn't I talk about that earlier? Or actually, that might have came out in the 30-minute. Like, someone didn't feel like they deserved someone, even people who were already married. We have, I've been working on myself. So I do feel like this is going to be mostly a twin flame message. And as this person works on themselves, it's like you guys mirror each other. And people always say the divine feminine controls the relationship on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, but I do feel like both of you two are inspired by each other's differences, and you have a way of watching each other. And so even if you don't share life updates with each other, like let's say you guys deleted each other's numbers or you blocked each other, there's still ways that both of you can like learn about what's going on in the other person's life. Some of you even have mutual friends too. With the Page of Cups, some of them, they might try to reach out to you or temperature gauge through a friend, okay? Because if you block them and you post about events that you go to, or let's say this person is a business owner and they go to events, there's no way either one of you is going to know that unless you try to unblock them. And sometimes that doesn't work successfully, or if someone else tells you about it. But we have, I want to treat you the way you deserve. So I'm going to just leave it at that with this deck. I want to keep it positive because I do feel like this is going to be very ironic with Law of Attraction, because there was a time when you were trying to manifest them showing up for you via dates and they didn't do it. And then right when you release that, now all of a sudden everything that you want is going to come into fruition, even better than how you imagined it to. And they're also saying, I really do care even though I don't show it. You could be dealing with an avoidant with the Six of Swords here. This person, this masculine, I'm just going to say masculine because I feel like this reading is talking about a masculine. They are like very in their head about things. Their thing is like overthinking everything. I'm gonna use Angels and Ancestors because this is a deck that I like to go to for advice. And I will say, I know that I've been on my spiritual journey for like 3 years now because I started in 2023, and I've been doing this thing, tarot on YouTube, actually since the end of 2023. So about the same amount of time that I started my spiritual journey, and I have grown so much. I have made so many mistakes. I have sinned. I have done things that I'm not so proud of. I've had content that I don't like as much as the content that I'm making now. I've seen people come and go, but I do remember that there was one feminine Aquarius a while back that subscribed to me because she was going through a hard twin flame thing. And I feel like if you're still watching me, you know who you are. I feel like this reading is for you as well. And I feel the need to say that because if it is still talking about you, I know you're probably frustrated because of how long it's taking you on your timeline. Because you're in a twin flame situation where you really love this person, but you have so much to heal from. And you're just tired of waiting, and there's so much that it's like you grow and you heal and you learn some more, and you think you're done, or you think you've been at a satisfactory stage, and then there's still more work that you have to do. So I'm picking up on like your sadness, your irritation, your anger, but at the same time I feel like what you want is right around the corner, and you're doing a good job if nobody else is telling you that. And I also feel your pain. We have Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. So the whole unblocking people thing doesn't work all of the time. I feel like this is talking about if you're a feminine, you don't want to come off too needy. You don't want to put too much expectation. Because let's say you had someone block and you unblock them. Sometimes in relationships, especially with Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, this person might want to get back at you for the long time that you've blocked them. And you may have exceeded blocking them because you're resentful and just because you were trying to protect yourself. You have to be prepared for every outcome of your action. Let's say you unblock them, then you see their profile for like one day and you're looking at them obsessively, and then they block you again. And then you have no way of knowing when they're gonna stop feeling froggy and unblock you. So it's like a repetitive cycle on and off with this person. So some readers that are divine feminines, they say, you know, if it keeps coming out in your reading that this person wants to talk, you're gonna have reunion, maybe you should unblock them. I don't know how to feel about that because I feel like blocking and unblocking, yes, that's the practical way of allowing the portal to be open for a conversation. But in these relationships all the time, people are stalking each other's profiles. So if you have like 5 different social media accounts, you block them on 3, you do not need to guide this masculine on how they need to reach out to you. They know where to find you. And if they really want you, they have to find some sort of action to get towards you. Some of you may feel inclined to unblock them, but I strongly suggest that you pull a few cards for yourself and give yourself a personal, ask your spirit guides and Of course, you have free will, but don't ask the question if you're only willing to see things, only have one specific answer, or even use a pendulum, or if some of you use Ouija boards, I don't use Ouija boards, or whatever you use as divination to like help you make quick decisions. I highly suggest like just figuring that out for yourself using your own intuition, whether or not you want to unblock this person. We have mountains, stand your ground. Another one about standing in divine feminine power, not chasing masculines, no matter who they are, no matter how much you love them. Medicine mother, honor your inner knowing. So I look at this coming out as you possibly healing generational things that go on, generational wounds. This is an African card, so some of you could be Black. Abstractly, I saw Johannesburg, and I think that is the capital of South Africa. I could be wrong, but some of you could actually be from Africa watching me. I feel like this card is saying like everything that you need to heal yourself is within yourself. As a divine feminine, nurturing yourself. Queen of Cups is here. Queen of Cups tends to be an empath and sometimes put more energy into other people than herself. So I feel like this is talking about like be that Queen of Cups to yourself first. And also it says autumn, release the old and rest. So I don't do time in tarot, but some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, I feel, because this is like Scorpio energy, Halloween time energy. I feel like you will not hear from this person. Don't expect it to happen anytime earlier than the end of fall this year, because it says release the old and rest. So the summertime now up until the fall is going to be the time that you need to really focus on yourself. And I think after that happens, you'll be watching other readings, not just my channel. You'll be watching other readings and you'll see the dynamic change after that. Just take this time, take summer to enjoy things that you love, be happy by yourself. I think the Sun card came out. And take the fall time to retreat and get your nervous system ready for whatever you're manifesting in the future. It literally just got cooler outside, but I'm tired now. I'm at 57 minutes, and I think that is all that I want to say for this reading. I know that there was a lot of tough love in this one, but I'm speaking from experience, and like I just felt the emotions that were in this reading so personally and so deeply, and I'm really sending my love towards whoever this is resonating with. And my cards are all mixed up, but I was talking about how this relationship was on and off and how it's also a soul tie. So I think I'm gonna put this in the thumbnail because this is a reminder that, you know, you're always going to be connected to this person. You have a soul tie with them. So if something is meant for you, it doesn't really matter. The time is just an illusion. All that stuff is really not important because it's more so about the growth that happens in this soul tie. And this person is going to find a way back to you. And I do feel ultimately like infinity is a symbol or a number that represents harmony too, or trust in the universe. So I know right now it's really lonely, it's really frustrating, but I think things will get better. I also feel the need to point out how there's a rainbow in this one too. For some of you, specifically, this is also, even though I do feel female male, I do feel like something about this relationship could be queer for some of you. So if you like the way how I do tarot, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media platforms. You can watch other Aquarius videos, other all signs videos. Stay tuned, and we'll get more information on more downloads on whatever you need to know in later Aquarius videos. So I'll see you guys on the next one.